Hi friends, welcome to my channel Renu's Chat and Talk. If you are new, please do subscribe to my channel, like, comment and share my videos with your friends and family. Last video, I started main verbs and we learnt transitive and intransitive verbs. And today we do finite and non-finite verbs. What are these? Okay. First, finite verbs. What are the finite verbs? These verbs, they have an agreement with the subject. Means they have some relation with the based on the tense, based on the subject, based on the number, whether singular or plural or tense, present or past, or person, first person, second person, third person. Remember that personal pronouns chart, all first, second and third person. So they have relation with all because finite verbs according to that they change, okay, according to the tense, according to the person, according to the number, singular or plural. It finite verbs they change. How, for example, if I use subject like first person, I play, okay, the same uh, verb, if we use for third person singular, what do we do? We add s. He plays. If we want to express in past, he played or we played, they played. Like that. So based on the person, the tense changes. And singular plural also, if the horse runs very fast, singular. But if we go for plural, here we have used for third person singular, runs. If it is plural, not required. Cows give milk, give only, cows gives milk, wrong, isn't it? Cow gives milk, cows give milk. So like that for singular and plural also. So the finite verbs have an agreement with the subject, and accordingly the tense, and based on the person, tense changes. Even based on the number, tense changes. Okay. Then non-finite verbs. What are non-finite verbs? They don't have any agreement with the subject. No agreement with the subject. So look at these examples. Children like to play games. Like. And here you see finite verbs very much essential in a sentence. Along with the subject and finite verb, very essential, because without finite verb, there's no meaning in the sentence. If you look at these examples, you can understand. Children like to play games. So to play is non-finite verb and like is finite verb. If you just take out finite verb, children to play games, there's no meaning in it. So finite verbs are essential in any sentence, even if it is small, like I play or birds fly, two words also, but subject and finite verb compulsory. Then only there's a meaning. Then, but we use non-finite verbs. They are also needed to expand the sentence or to express various meanings to the sentence. They are used to expand the sentence and to give or to express various meanings. They are also used. Here, what is a non-finite verb? To plus P1. To play is a non-finite verb. But to play, it is common whether you use I like to play games, we like to play games, or we liked to play games, whether if you use in past tense, present tense, or whatever sentence, whatever subject you take also, whether singular, plural also, this changes, finite verb changes, but here there is no change. To play, it is common for whatever subject, whatever tense, and whatever person, whatever number is there. There is no change for non-finite verbs, but they are not essential. Children like games, isn't it? There's a meaning if you say, if you take out non-finite verb also, there's a meaning in this sentence. Children like games, isn't it? But they are also needed to expand the sentence or to give various meanings to the sentence. They are require. I like playing. I like. Like again, it's a finite verb and playing is non-finite verb. He found his stolen purse. He found his stolen purse. He lost his purse. Somebody had stolen his purse and he found it back. He found his stolen purse. Here, stolen is not the finite verb. Here, finite verb is found. Found is finite verb and stolen is non-finite verb. If you just see that, if you take out finite verb, his stolen purse, no meaning at all. But he found his purse. Even if you don't write stolen, also the meaning is there. But it gives an extra meaning, isn't it? Extra meaning it adds to the sentence. That's why we use non-finite verbs. Then there are three types of non-finite verbs. Three types: participles, infinitives, and gerunds. We do one by one. What are those? Next. So, non-finite verbs, participles, infinitives, and gerunds. First, we do participles. In this also again we have three types of participles: present participles, past participles, and perfect participles. Present participles, for the main verb like base verb we add ing form. When we add ing form it becomes present participle like playing, coming, going, looking, all these. Like whenever you add for V1 or the base verb, you add ing form, it becomes present participle. Then what is past participle? Past participles are the V3 forms. V1, V2, V3. The last column V3, those are all past participles. Given, taken, eaten, written, okay, all the last column ones, V3. So those are past participle because present tense, past tense, and past participle, isn't it? The heading also we give like these three columns: present tense, past tense, and past participle. That V3s we are using. And perfect participles, those are having, we have to add having after that these past participle. Having plus V3 form. Having worked, having done, having completed, having finished work. Okay, so these three we do one by one. But the important thing is in non-finite verbs, whether you take participles or infinitives or gerunds, whatever you take, but their role is not, they are not used as action words. Their function is different here. In this case, non-finite verbs, they play different roles. These participles, they play the role of adjective. They take the place of adjectives. In all, whether you take present participle or past or perfect, they function as adjectives, not as verbs. That is the important thing you have to note. Whereas finite verbs, they are the main verbs and their function is the action words only. But non-finite verbs are not the main verbs and their function is different. In this case, it is adjective, but in some other case, they act as nouns, adverbs also, adjectives also. Okay, that we do one by one. Now we take up participle and present participle ing forms, isn't it? So just look at the examples. A rolling stone, first two are actually proverbs. A rolling stone gathers no mass, isn't it? Here, rolling stone, stone is noun, and rolling, it is present participle. Roll, 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 rolled, rolled. Okay. But for roll is the base verb. For that ing form, if you add, it becomes rolling stone. Okay. So stone is noun. Rolling, what is the role of rolling now? It has become an adjective. A rolling stone gathers no mass. Similarly, barking dogs seldom bite. Barking dogs. Dog is noun. Barking is actually a verb. Bark plus ing, barking, it's a verb. But here the role is, it is talking about the noun. What is the dog doing? Barking. So barking dogs never, seldom bite. So The role is an adjective, even though it is a present participle. For main verb, we are adding ing form, but the role is different. Whereas these present participles only with ing forms, there when we use like she is teaching us a lesson, teaching in form. But there the role is as a main verb continuous tense we have used, isn't it? The continuous tense, whether it's present continuous, past continuous, or future continuous tense, also we use. I am doing, they are running. There we can use. There that role is verb. But here it is the role is an adjective. That difference you have to note because we are talking about non-finite verbs. They heard a shocking news. News, again noun, shocking news. Okay, shocking becomes an adjective and it is present participle. Okay, so news is noun, shocking is an adjective, shocking is present participle, like that. I heard an interesting story. Story, noun, interesting story, adjective. Like that, you have to see. Then next we do past participle. So second one, past participle. This is V1. If you look at the chart, V1, V2, V3, the last column is past participle. But how do we use? We use them as adjectives so far as non-finite verbs are concerned. We use them as adjectives. Otherwise, past participle, when do we use? For have forms, isn't it? Have, caught, or has, lost, or had, stolen. Okay, isn't it? When I taught you have forms, we uh, we dealt with this past participle, isn't it? There, isn't it? Have plus V3 or has plus V3 or had plus V3. We did that. But now here the role is there, it is the role is different. As verbs we use them. But now the role is adjectives. Look at these examples. They are attending spoken English classes. English is noun, spoken becomes an adjective. What is spoken? V3 form. Speak, spoke, spoken. V3 form. So it is past participle. But past participle used as an adjective. So that is non-finite verb. So past participle V3 is used as an adjective here. They are attending what? Spoken English classes. English is noun, spoken becomes an adjective. Okay. This is noun and this is an adjective. I have complete, but in all these cases, you see the finite verbs are there. They are attending. That is there. Isn't it? Attending is there. Okay. So these are the finite verbs are there, but these are only non-finite verbs. Okay. I have completed the given task. The given task. Task is noun, given, give, gave, given, again V3, noun and adjective. I have completed the given task. Okay. So given is past participle, but the role is adjective. It has connection with the noun, given task. They appeared for a written test. Write, wrote, written. So written is V3 and again past participle, but it is acting as an adjective because test is noun, written is an adjective. Okay. So past participles used as adjectives when we talk about non-finite verbs. Now perfect participle. Okay. Having plus V3, we take two sentences and then we combine them using these perfect participle. Like Rahul finished his homework, then he went out to play. Rahul finished his homework. Perfect tense, just completed actions, isn't it? Completed actions. So Rahul finished his homework, then he went out to play. Then how do we use having finished his homework, Rahul went out to play. Then and he not required and Rahul we shift to the next sentence because in the beginning itself we are using perfect participle. This is perfect participle, having finished. And again it is an adjective because it is talking about homework. Okay, having finished his homework. This perfect participle, it is talking about the noun, homework it is talking about, hence its usage is adjective. Having finished his homework, Rahul went out to play. The next one, we switched off the light before we went to bed. Two actions actually. We switched off the lights, we went to bed. Okay, then how do we write? Having switched off the lights, we went to bed. Not required. Before is not required. And we use only one time because you are combining the two sentences. We can use only one time, or any other names are there, we can use only one time. Having switched off the lights, we went to bed. Before is not required, and then is also not required in that. If they are separate sentences, we have to take the help of those. But if you combine them, then not required. So here it is past perfect participle is having switched off because it is talking about what? Lights. Lights is now having switched off, perfect participle. And role is an adjective, non-finite verb. Again, having read the book, Rekha came out of the room. Rekha read the book, then she came out of the room. Rekha read the book, then she came out of the room. Having read the book, Rekha came out of the room. So, having read is, here it is perfect participle. But the usage is, again, it is used as, because book is there. Book is noun. So, having read becomes an adjective. Though it is perfect participle, but the usage is adjective because they are non-finite verbs. So, once I just recall all the things once. So there are finite and non-finite verbs. Finite verbs, they have an agreement with the subject. They are related to the tense, and then according to the tense, uh, person and number, they change accordingly. But whereas non-finite verbs, they don't change accordingly. Whatever the person is, whatever the tense, no problem. They are as such. Okay, you have observed in all these cases there is no change. The spoken English, whether you write for they are attending or we are attending or he is attending, here it changes, but spoken English never changes. Like that, everything wherever you take also that non-finite verbs they don't change, whatever the subject may be, whatever the tense may be. So no change according. But these are finite verbs are very much essential in a sentence. Non-finite verbs are needed to give an extra information, okay, or extra meaning they give. And there are non-finite verbs are three types: participles, infinitives, and gerunds. And we discussed participles like present participle, ing forms, and their usage is an adjective. Okay, isn't it? Like past participle, that is V3 form. Again, their usage also in the adjective only. Spoken English classes, given task, written test. And third one is uh, perfect participle here, having plus V3 form. Again, their role is also an adjective. Having finished his work, he came out or he went out to play. Having read the book, Rekha came out of her room. So, like this, uh, perfect participles, we use them. So in next video also we will do non-finite verbs only. The other two we do infinitives and gerunds. Thank you for watching my video.